Ellen McCauley. I'm at Pray It Up in Syracuse, New York. The very first week, I handed out a sheet, and it was on change and how we will not achieve any permanent healthy goals unless we change. Either change our eating habits, change our moving habits, change what we drink, change what we think. There's where it starts. And I like to use the analogy of a year ago, June, not this past June, a year ago, June, my dentist said to me, your teeth have shifted over the years, they're very close together. If you want your teeth to remain healthy to the day you die, you really should get Invisalign. I said, at 68 years old, I should get Invisalign? He goes, don't you want your teeth? I'm like, yeah. So I started in August of last year, and I'm done. I have perfectly straight teeth, and I would have been 69 whether I got Invisalign or not. So why not have straight teeth and be 69, right? And it was easy peasy. It was the easiest thing I ever did. You go every 6 weeks, they give you some more, you put them in, you take them out, and you brush your teeth. I was religious. I did everything I was supposed to do. The thing is, though, I had to change. I had to pay attention to what I did. I think it's very important that you think about change, but you have to have a plan. We talked about our purpose in life. We talked about our fears. This week, we're going to talk about an action plan, but then I'm also going to talk next week about goals. Tonight, when I'm done with this, we're going to talk about what I learned at the registered dietitian. This is an action plan for next week. What is your goal for next week? I think a realistic goal is to say, I would like to lose 1 pound. Now, if you've got a couple of parties, a couple of things you're going out, and it is temptation, have your goal be, I want to stay the same. I don't think anyone's goal should be, I would like to gain 5 pounds. Is that okay if we don't write that down? But here's the operative phrase. How will I do this? If I do everything the way I've been doing it, and I've been gaining weight, or if I do everything the way I've been doing this, one person stayed the same, stayed the same, stayed the same. And I circled things on that person's log, and I said, if you eliminate these things and drink some more water and move a little bit more, you will lose weight. And she lost 3 pounds this week. The thing is, you have to change. You have to learn. Because every time I tell somebody something at the scale, what do they say to me, everybody? I know. You know. You know. You just have to do it. How will I do this? Well, think of a plan. I'm going to tell you how I plan to do it, and maybe you would like to mirror what I do or have your own plan. When will I do this? This is pretty easy. Well, if my goal for next week is to lose a pound, I better do this starting now. Where will I do this? Well, I'm going to do it at my home. I have to go to a party tomorrow, Saturday night. We're taking a salad. I've already planned ahead. I'm going to eat out a couple times. I've already planned ahead. How important is the goal in helping me manage my weight? Well, my goal is to lose a pound, so I think that's very important. How sure am I that I can get to this goal? This is huge. Because there's people out there that are going to say, I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can lose a pound this week because I haven't been losing a pound. You need to change something you're doing. You need to change. You need to have a plan. So you should say, I'm very sure. Now, if you don't and your body's hanging on to sodium or you didn't go to the bathroom or whatever, it wasn't that you didn't try. And I always say, it'll all come out with the wash, you'll lose a pound next week. What can I do to overcome? What could happen that might stop me from getting to my goal? Well, maybe you'll win the lottery and say, I don't care what I weigh, I'm going to eat a hot dog sundae. Certain things can happen. You can think of things that might get in your way, but you have to have a stop. Okay, well, I could go to the party Saturday night and they could have a carrot cake. And I could look at it and say, that's my favorite cake, that's my favorite cake. I want it, I want it, I want it. I could give in to that. But what do I do to overcome these things and get to my goal? Well, I think I've had carrot cake. I've had plenty of carrot cake. I know exactly how it tastes. I know how a good carrot cake tastes. I don't have to imagine it. I know. I don't need it. Tell yourself you do not need it. So think about that. Now, I would like, oh, before I forget, a movie was on Netflix and it's called Jesus Revolution. And I said, I don't really want to watch that because I don't know what it's about. And it could be anti-Jesus. I don't know about that. But somebody said, oh, it's a really good movie. It's about the Pentecostal movement in America and how it started. We loved it. So I highly recommend it. If you want to watch a good movie about faith and about Jesus, I love it. Jesus Revolution. Okay, so let's talk about my trip to the registered dietitian. This is where I said I retired. I've been like table one in all of you. I've been up, I've been down, I've been all around. I know if I starve myself, and when I say starve myself, I am literally talking eating basically nothing. I knew from the time I was 13 years old that I didn't have a kick-butt metabolism because I was in marching band. I played every sport there was, and I still struggled with my weight. And I wasn't drinking beer. I didn't drink anything until I went to college. So I said, I'm going to take this year from retirement. I'm going to give myself a year, and I'm going to continue on, but I'm going to devote myself to learning and growing and changing. So the first thing I did was go to that registered dietitian, and they took every blood test you could think of, more than the doctor. Like the doctor will take a THS thyroid test. Well, this doctor and registered dietitian's office at Upstate, they took like 10 different thyroid tests. They took every test, the D, the B12. They took every vitamin level, all your minerals. They tested everything. And then they did the resting metabolic rate, which all the years I've tried to lose weight, I've never had a resting metabolic rate. You do not eat anything after dinner, not even a sip of water. Now that was hard for me because my mouth gets really dry. So you couldn't brush your teeth the following morning. You couldn't do, no water, nothing. I was religious, so I took it. It's the kind of machine that will shut off if it's not getting an accurate reading and start again. So it's really error proof. My age, 69, my height, my weight, my body should take 1,885 calories a day to survive. That's what I need. So if I do 1,500 a day, I would have 385, and you take 10 days, that's more than 3,500, there's a pound loss. So if I went on a 1,500 calorie diet and my plan a day was 1,885, I should be able to lose weight. But my resting metabolic rate wasn't 1,885. My resting metabolic rate, and this is a Catholic weight loss group, and I'm telling you that this is the God's honest truth, was the lowest they've ever had in their office.
Oh my God.
They highlighted my sheet and passed it around the office and said, oh my gosh, it was 910.
Oh my God.
My body needs 910 calories to survive. I've always said to Bobby, I don't need food. My body does not need food, and it really doesn't. So I have to have this special plan. Is it nature? Is it nurture? Is it a combo of both? We don't know yet. So they have me on a diet that's supposed to increase my resting metabolic rate. They wanted to get up to, over the next 6 months in a year, in 6 months they'd like to get it up to 1,300. And the goal is to see if I can get to 1,800. They don't think so, based on my nature nurture, but I have been dieting on and off my whole life. But a lot of people are chronic dieters and they don't have a 9-10 resting metabolic rate. So I have to be on this diet. This is my paperwork. This is me right here. For breakfast, I have to have 2 ounces of protein, which is 2 eggs or egg beaters. I have to have 1 non-starchy vegetable and 1 healthy fat for around 16 grams of protein and 210. What calories? What I'm on is a high protein diet that works out to around 1,235 calories. Now that is 200 and let's say 300 almost more calories than my body needs, but I have to exercise the rest off. So when I ride my bike a half hour, that's 150 calories. When I go to my exercise class, that's another 150. They want to give you 300 for the exercise class, but I only take 150 because I have a slow metabolic rate. You're even supposed to get 300 calories for a half hour on the bike. I only give myself 150. So I have to burn those off. So I highly recommend everyone gets their resting metabolic rate taken because you don't know what you're dealing with. You don't know, is it 1,500? Is it 1,800? Some people's are 2,300. A lot of men are in the 2,000s. And so if they cut back, that's why men sometimes lose weight quicker than women. But it all depends. Age affects it as well. And this has been hard for me. I have to have an AM snack, a PM snack, and an evening snack. And doesn't snack sound so good? Oh, you get to have a snack, Ellen? I'm talking a thing of baby tail cheese for 70 calories and 13 grams of protein. I had to get out the scale. I had to get out the measuring cups. We measure everything. 4 ounces of turkey, 4 ounces of chicken. And you would think, oh, is the weight falling off you, Ellen? I killed myself this week. And guess what my goal a week is, according to the registered dietitian? 1 pound a week. Because in order for me to lose a deficit of 3,500 calories a week, I have to exercise it off and get below that 910. It's a challenge. And when I starved myself and got down to 182, if I tried to live a teeny bit of a normal life, like every once in a while have a sandwich, every once in a while have a beer, boom, 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 up I would go because my body doesn't need it. So they want to see if they can retrain my body by giving me a high protein diet. So for lunch, protein, veggie, non-starchy veggie, healthy fat. I've got examples of all these foods. 4 ounces of lean cooked protein. We're having kick butt meals. We took a yellow squash. We dug out the yellow squash in the middle, took ground turkey and Rotel's tomatoes, mixed it all together, stuffed it back in the zucchini, all 4 ounces. Everything's got to be measured. And that, MyFitnessPal has been a lifesaver because it lets me know the sodium, it lets me know the protein grams. My goal a day is between 107 and 125 grams of protein, and I've really been working on it. And I can have a low-fat Greek yogurt, which has got 13 grams of protein, and I'm eating the 60-calorie yogurt. I gave up yogurt because I gave up dairy, gluten, and sugar, but I gave up pretty much everything. But the yogurt tastes like nectar of the gods, and it's only 60 calories. I'm like, nom, 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 nom. And then low-fat cheese sticks, low-fat cottage cheese, hard-boiled eggs. These are the snacks. But here's the secret. Those Yasso frozen yogurt bars are to die for. And they're high protein. One a day. One a day, okay? So that's my plan. That is what I do. And I'm going to stop right there now, Bobby, and we're going to talk